Um, on Reddit, someone had a corrupt JPEG file, and as I usually do, I open it in HXD, and then I'll look around, and just scroll up, scroll down, and then I noticed that the tail of the file had structures that look like MP4, an MP4 file. So we see here. Here, then I discovered it had a move atom inside, and a move atom is a part of a MP4 file or a move file. And then I learned that the phone the picture was taken on had the capability of making live pictures or motion pictures. So these are photos that slightly move like this. And so then I realized this was not a normal JPEG file. The file basically consists of two parts. It starts as a normal JPEG file. So if the file is copied to a computer that doesn't support this type of picture, just sees an ordinary JPEG file and can display an ordinary JPEG file. And but anyway, the fun part is so that we have two files. So if we then assume that we have a complete complete move file or MP4 file, then I must be able to find a F-type atom, and we find it here, and it's an MP4 file. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we then assume that everything that is in front of it is not part of the MP4 file, if I delete it and then save that as a let's call it whatever .mp4, save that, then you see Windows recognizes it as a MP4 file, and I can play it, and you can actually see it move. But that was not the original problem. The original problem was that if the JPEG file itself has some corruption in it. So we see this gray area, part of the image is not rendered. So then we can try to see what we can do about that. Yeah, okay, but I no longer need this. And I'm just gonna see what I can do with JPEG-Repair. Here, recover temp folder 3. And I say repair. Okay, I already saw that, but it tells me it's a JPEG with restart markers. So normally, simplified, a JPEG is made up of tiny blocks of pixels, 8 by 8 pixels, or 8 by 16 pixels, or 16 by 16 pixels. And so it starts with, and these are called MCUs. And it starts with one MCU, and then the next MCU. How do I explain this? If we take, for example, the brightness of a file, it does not store in every MCU the actual brightness, but the delta versus the preceding MCU. So that means that it's a chain of MCUs, and if one MCU is corrupted, then everything that follows it will be corrupted as well. And this is what we see happening here. Now this JPEG has restart markers. That means that it regularly restarts with an MCU that it will then be building upon. So that should mean that if one MCU gets corrupt, only a tiny part of the JPEG gets corrupted, and when it encounters a new restart marker, it will start with fresh values again. So then the rest of the image should be okay. So we can see this here, that it, and then the normal byte editor of JPEG-Repair isn't very good with restart markers. So that's simply a warning telling you, okay, restart markers, this will be a problem. Now, with the newer versions of JPEG-Repair, what you can try is simply open the MCU editor, that is this, then make the tiniest change, then OK that. Like so. And now we see the restart markers are gone. So it basically converted it to a standard JPEG. And now we can do the normal stuff we want to do with JPEG-Repair in batch mode. And that is remove the corrupt stuff. So I'll do that here. I set this as my starting point, and then I'll tell it to start removing bytes, basically raw bytes from the file, and then we see the effect of that on the image, on the picture. So I remove, I keep going as long as it shows me corrupt bytes. I can see them, I clearly see them here. A little more. A little more. Maybe move an MCU to the left. Not necessarily better. Okay, try one more. Well, maybe something like this. And now I can do two things. We can see here, we can see at the bottom, I'm pointing at it, but you can't see that. Here at the bottom, we see a line of MCUs that is missing. And that is because we removed a bunch of MCUs. So the image data that comes after that collapses onto the preceding image data. So basically, the image is missing data. Now we can, well, one thing we can do is we can try stuffing zeros into the file. And then we see this gray line here, and that's the zeros. But I don't want to do that now, because I think that if we just remove a little more and make the COM trail correspond with the COM trail here. Like so, and then I'm going to save and reload this. And then I'm going to remove this gray line at the bottom. By just cutting bytes from the file, basically. Okay, and then I'm gonna save and reload again. And now I'm going to where is this pointer? Here. And I'm going to open the MCU editor again and see if I can. You see the top part is darker and it's somewhat brighter, so make it less bright. There is sun on my monitor, so I cannot. So this looks okay. Okay, and then we have the somewhat repaired image file. It's cut off the EXIF header, if there was any, I don't know. So it's in portrait mode. You can just move it with a photo. You can make it. It's in landscape mode now. You have to use a photo editor to make it portrait mode again. Yeah, that was it.